any query in between, then you are free to ask. Okay. So a lever loaded safety valve is 70 millimeter in diameter. Actually, safety valve diameter is 70 millimeter and is to design for a boiler to allow to have the blow off at the pressure of 1 Newton per millimeter square. So this 1 Newton per millimeter square is the pressure of the steam. That is gas pressure. Design a suitable mild steel valve lever for the lever of rectangular cross section using following permissible stress. Now this cross section of lever is given as a rectangular cross section and permissible stresses are given as a tensile stress is equal to 70 megapascal, shear stress is equal to 50 megapascal, and bearing pressure intensity. Now this bearing pressure intensity and the pressure which we have seen previous, that pressure is different. The previous pressure which has mentioned in the statement is the pressure of steam, whereas the bearing pressure intensity is the intensity of pressure which we are going to consider on the pin, that is where the bearing action is taking place. Okay. Now the pin is also made up of mild steel. The distance from the fulcrum to the weight of the lever is 880 millimeter, and distance between the fulcrum and pin connecting the ball spindle link to the lever is 80 millimeter. Now here you can see this diagram that how the safety valves are. This safety valve, can I highlight here? The presentation has not started, that's a highlighter I cannot use. But I can use drawing tools. Okay, this is what the safety valve is, where this is fulcrum and here this safety valve is connected with that spindle. So what we are going to do is that we are going to find out the length is given for this lever. We are going to find out the cross section as well as the diameter of these two pins where that safety valve is connected with the lever. This is deadweight type safety valve. This P value is not mentioned anywhere in the statement. Only the value of W is given in the statement. So first of all, we have to calculate it, and also reaction value is not given. So whatever may be the reaction which will be generated at point F is not given. Okay. So we'll see what is given in the problem. Now given data of the problem is diameter of safety valve that we have mentioned as a capital D and is as a 70 millimeter. Then steam pressure P, we have denoted it by means of P later. It is 1 Newton per millimeter square. The sigma T, allowable sigma T is 70 megapascal, that is 70 Newton per mm square. Allowable shear stress is 50 megapascal, which is equal to 50 Newton per millimeter square. And bearing pressure, this pressure is different from the steam pressure. This bearing pressure is nothing but the pressure which is acting inside this pin, or this, what we can say, this bush on the pin. Okay, that action of bearing or bearing like action is taking place over there. That's why we are going to say that pressure intensity which is acting upon the pin or pin surface, that pressure intensity, that is called as bearing pressure. Okay, and that bearing pressure intensity is given as a 25 Newton per millimeter square. F to B distance. This is point B where we are going to apply the dead weight. So this distance is given as a, from fulcrum, it is at 880 millimeter, and F to A, that is fulcrum to where the steam stop wall is connected, the spindle of that wall is connected. This distance is 80 millimeter. So here it is mentioned as 80 millimeter. Okay. So this is what the lever is, where we are going to connect this safety valve, and this safety valve is acting its weight or this W. Okay. So this pressure of the steam is going to generate the force, and this force, as we are going to consider the W which is acting on this steam top wall, whereas at point B we are going to apply a dead weight that is equal to P, and this weight with the help of fulcrum is capable to stop the steam to blow off, to come out. Okay. But when the pressure intensity of the steam is going to become 1 Newton per millimeter square, this wall will get operate. That is nothing but the steam will come out. Getting? So what we are going to do first is that we are going to calculate what the value of W is and what the value of P is. Okay. So W value can be calculated, the maximum steam load. Okay, here it is mentioned as a load. It is not a pressure at which the valve blow off. So when we are going to calculate the W, this W is nothing but pressure intensity multiplied by area. Am I right? And intensity of steam pressure is 1 Newton per millimeter square. We are going to multiply it by means of area. This area is of circular nature. That's why we are going to calculate that area as a pi by 4 capital D square, where capital D is what? This diameter of wall from where the steam is coming out from the boiler. Okay. So this diameter is capital D, which we have mentioned already, is given in the problem as a 70 millimeter. Right? So we are going to calculate that value of W. Now area multiplied by pressure, that is the force. So this value of W is 3850 Newton, that is 3850 Newton. Okay. Once this W is calculated, where we can calculate this P also, because we know the formula that P into its distance from fulcrum, that is this effort multiplied by distance from fulcrum, is equal to W into its distance from fulcrum. That is the external force which is acting on lever. That is the principle of lever, right? That's why we can calculate this P as P multiplied by 880 is equal to W multiplied by 80, because this distance of W from fulcrum is 80 millimeter. So we can calculate this P, and this P is coming as a 350 Newton. Okay. Now here value of P we have calculated, value of W we have calculated. Now we have to calculate reaction at fulcrum. Who can calculate that reaction at fulcrum? Can you give me hint by means of which we can calculate this reaction at fulcrum? We have seen how to calculate the reaction in this type of wall at the fulcrum. Okay, simply by means of taking this W which is acting in upward direction, P which is acting in downward direction. If you are going to take the summation of all vertical and vertical forces equal to 0, then we can say this RF is equal to W. W we are going to consider as a upward force. Okay. Minus P, P as a downward force. That's why it is minus. So W minus P is the reaction at fulcrum, and that is equal to 3850 minus 350 is equal to 3500 Newton. This is the total reaction at the fulcrum here. at point F, and this reaction will be in downward direction. Why? Because already we have calculated, or we are knowing, that this RF is in downward direction. If you are going to take this P to the other side, it will be in downward direction. Am I right? Or if you are going to take this RF to the right side, it will become minus. Minus sign is for downward reaction. Basically, what equation we have mentioned here is the summation of all forces, vertical forces, is equal to 0. That's why this vertical force RF, which we have considered as a downward direction, is equal to W minus T. So naturally, sign of or this RF will be act in downward direction. Do you have any question up to this? How the direction of that RF is in downward direction? कुणी सांगू शकेल काय? Hello? Yes?
सर डायरेक्ट फिगर वरूनच मेन्शन होतंय ना.
हा, फिगर वरून मेन्शन होतोय, पण मॅथमॅटिकली ते प्रूव्ह झालं पाहिजे. इथे मी लिहितो ते इक्वेशन.
W minus P पॉझिटिव्ह आलं, सो ते W minus P आन्सर होतं ते पॉझिटिव्ह आलं.
हा, बरोबर आहे. त्याच्यामुळे मग डाऊनवर्ड डिरेक्शन आहे का?
हा,
बरोबर आहे. इथे इक्वेशन लिहिताना मी असं लिहू शकतो की दिस आर सफिक्स F म्हणजे REF summation of all forces in vertical direction, R suffix F plus what we can write, plus W आता ही R सफिक्स F मी घेतलं समजा प्लस W, इक्वेशन मानतोय फक्त, बरोबर. ओके, सेक ऑफ सिम्प्लिसिटी साठी आय एम गोइंग टू राइट हियर एज अ मायनस R इंटू F, सॉरी RF प्लस W मायनस P is equal to 0. हे इक्वेशन आहे बेसिकली. That is summation of all vertical forces equal to 0. Where I have considered this RF as a downward direction. हा, कुणीतरी म्हटलं की डायग्राम वरून स्पष्ट कळतंय. डायग्राम ही आता आपण सोडवण्यासाठी काढली आहे. पेपरमध्ये किंवा एक्झाम पेपरमध्ये दिस डायग्राम विल नॉट बी देअर. सो व्हॉट वी कॅन डू? So at that time only I am going to write the equation that all forces which are acting in the vertical plane is equal to 0. So W is acting in upward direction, that I know. P has to be applied in downward direction in this lever. Okay, that also I know. But I am not sure about this RF. So what I am going to do is that I am going to consider that RF is acting in downward direction. That is my consideration. Okay, and from that I am going to write this equation. This minus sign is for downward forces and plus sign is for upward forces. From this, if I am going to take this RF to the other side, to the 0 side, it will become plus. And that is what this equation is. Correct? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, once you calculate this W as a value equal to 3500 Newton, then we are going to concentrate on calculating diameter of pin at point A. Now, see here, this is not the pin where we are going to design this pin at the fulcrum. We are going to design this pin where the spindle of wall is connected to the lever. Okay. The steam stop wallचा स्पिंडल जिथं कनेक्ट केलाय लिव्हरला तिथली पिन. त्याच्यानंतर आपण फल्क्रमच्या पिनचं बघू काय ते. आता ह्या पिन अँड at both places pin is acting as the same. That is nothing but the stress which will be induced in the pin will be the same. So we don't have to bother about the stress, how the stress will generate in that spin. So we are going to consider the pin at point A where the steam stop valve is connected to the lever. या ठिकाणी दोन पिन आहेत. ओके, एक आहे स्टीम स्टॉप वॉलला जोडलेली आणि दुसरी आहे फल्क्रमला जोडलेली. त्यामुळे आपण सुरुवातीला स्टीम स्टॉप वॉलला जोडलेली पिन डिझाइन करू. सो वी आर गोइंग टू फाइंड द डायमीटर ऑफ दिस. ओके, designing means we are going to find the dimensions only. So let us consider that this d suffix p is the diameter of pin which is at point A, and L suffix p is the length of pin at point A. Okay. Now which criteria we have to mention first? As the bearing pressure intensity is given in this problem. So we'll consider that the failure of this pin is occurring due to the bearing stress. That is the crushing stress. Okay. And in that case, we will calculate first of all what will be the area which is undergoing for the this bearing pressure which is acting. आता स्टीम जर खालून दाबत असेल आणि लिव्हर जर वरून दाबत असेल तर त्या पिनवर जो स्ट्रेस येणार आहे बेरिंग स्ट्रेस, ओके, दॅट विल बी ऑन द पेरिफेरी, त्या पेरिफेरीवर असणार आहे. एम आय राईट? सो दॅट एरिया वी आर गोइंग टू कन्सिडर ॲज अ फ्लॅट एरिया dp, that is the diameter of pin multiplied by length of that pin. So flat, it is actually curvature, but we are going to, for sake of simplicity, we are going to convert it. You know that for many times we have converted that circular area into flat area. Okay, so that rectangle we will get by means of d, that is diameter of that pin multiplied by length of that pin, and on that rectangular area the pressure is acting, and because of that the bearing pressure is generated. That pin is subjected to bearing pressure. Okay. Now assume here only that the length of pin is 1.25 times of the diameter. Now here we have assumed it, and this is what we have seen while we have seen the procedure of designing of this lever. That length of lever is approximately or is taken as a 1.25 times the diameter of that pin. That's why we have written this L, that is the length of pin, equal to length of this pin is equal to 1.25 of the diameter of that pin. Okay. So what we are going to get is, if you are going to put this value of L suffix p in this equation, we'll get it is as a 1.25 into dp square, that is the diameter of pin square. Okay. Now load which is generating this pressure, which load is generating that bearing pressure? Hello? That is nothing but again pressure multiplied or intensity of pressure multiplied by area. Karan, if you are going to calculate the pressure is the force divided by area, and if you want to calculate the force, then it will be pressure multiplied by area. बरोबर आहे? Pressure multiplied by area. So bearing pressure multiplied by bearing area, that will be the force. Okay. So we know this bearing area, that is 1.25 dp square. We know this bearing pressure also, because this pressure intensity is given in the problem. It is 25. So we can calculate by keeping this diameter of pin as it is and multiplying this 1.25 with 25, we are getting this 31.25 dp square. Now this is equation 1. Now which force is responsible to create this pressure, bearing pressure? This is my question. Will you answer please? Avinash Dabde. Hello? I'll explain it once again. इथे जी पिन बसवणार आहे आपण, W हा फोर्स ऍक्ट होतोय आणि त्याच्यावर एक प्रेशर तयार होतं त्या पिनवर, ज्याचा एरिया आपण रेक्टँग्युलर क्रॉस सेक्शन एरिया कन्सिडर करतोय. ते प्रेशर काय असणार आहे? प्रेशर बरोबर फोर्स डिवाइड बाय एरिया. बरोबर आहे? फोर्स, तो फोर्स कुठला आहे जो त्या पिनवर प्रेशर अप्लाय करतोय? एरिया आपण बघू. एरिया इज डायमीटर मल्टिप्लाइड बाय लेंथ ऑफ दॅट पिन. पण तो फोर्स, कुठला फोर्स अप्लाय झाल्यानंतर ते प्रेशर जनरेट होतं? क्वेश्चन समजलाय का माझा? निलेश कदम, हॅलो.
येस सर.
हा, माझा क्वेश्चन समजलाय का?
नो सर, रिपीट सर.
ह्या पिनवर, जी पिन सी ह्या ठिकाणी, इथं आता पॉइंट ए बी सी असं कन्सिडर केलंय आपण.
हा.
तर ह्या ठिकाणी डब्ल्यू हा डाऊनवर्ड डिरेक्शन ऍक्ट होतोय आणि त्या पिनवर एक प्रेशर, पिनचा सरफेस एरिया जो आहे, कारण लिव्हर त्याला खाली दाबते त्या पिनला आणि तो डब्ल्यू आहे तो वरती दाबतोय, त्याच्यामुळे त्याच्यावर प्रेशर तयार होतं. त्या तो प्रेशर जनरेट करणारा फोर्स कुठला असणार आहे? कुणामुळे ते प्रेशर? आता मी जो प्रश्न विचारलाय त्या प्रश्नातच त्याचं उत्तर आहे. हा, प्रेशर कुणामुळे तयार झालंय? ते फोर्समुळं. कुठला फोर्स तो? येस,
डब्ल्यू मुळेच होणार ना डाऊनलोड.
राईट, एक्झॅक्टली. हा, डब्ल्यू मुळेच होणार आहे ते. ओके, मग मी काय केलंय की एका फॉर्म्युल्यानं, इथं आहे, या फॉर्म्युल्याने मी काय कॅल्क्युलेट केलंय की लोड कसा कॅल्क्युलेट करायचा जर आपल्याला प्रेशर माहित असेल तर तो कॅल्क्युलेट करायचा असतो प्रेशर मल्टिप्लाइड बाय एरिया, म्हणजे लोड कॅल्क्युलेट होतो. बरोबर आहे? हॅलो.
हा हा,
बरोबर आहे. तर त्याच्यावरून आता एरिया आय हॅव कॅल्क्युलेटेड ॲज 1.25 dp square. So I put value of this area. Bearing pressure is 25. That's why this load at point A on pin is equal to 31.25 dp square. पण मला ऑलरेडी लोड माहित आहे ना, that load is equal to W, and that W is equal to 3850 Newton. So I'm going to equate this equation number 1 and equation number 2. And that's why this W, that is 3850, is equal to 31.25 dp square. So I'm going to write this equation in form of dp square. dp square is equal to W divided by 31.25. W is 3850. So I got this dp square as a 123.2 value of that dp square. And from that we can calculate this dp, and that dp is coming as a 11.1 millimeter. And we are going to approximate it to 12 millimeter. Got it? Any question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Now, once you calculate that value of D, we can calculate this length of that pin, because we have considered already that length of pin is equal to 1.25 times diameter of that pin. So it is coming as a 1.25 multiplied by 12, and it is 15 millimeter. This is what the length of that pin. Once we calculate diameter and length of that pin, then this pin is subjected to double shear, as already this is the conventional way, and which is because of the load which is acting on that, and load is acting as a W. So we are going to calculate the shear stress, double shearing is taking place, is equal to shear force, which is equal to W, divided by resisting area. That area is nothing but the cross section area of that circular pin, and that is equal to pi by 4 d square. So as the stress is equal to force divided by area, here I have multiplied it by means of 2. Why? Because the area which is resisting is two times that shearing is taking place, and these two areas are resisting to that shear. by means of same force. That's why 2. So from this we can calculate value of shear stress, because we are going to put the value of diameter of that pin as a 12. So we got this shear stress value as 17.2 Newton per millimeter square, and permissible shear stress value is, it is given in the problem. How much it is? Can anybody tell me? Madne. Avinash Madne. What is the value of permissible shear stress? Huh? अविनाश मधने आहात का तुम्ही तिथं? अमोल माळी. हॅलो अमोल माळी. जयदेव. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Jaydev, are you there? Jaydev. Santosh Patil. Hello.
Hello.
What is the value of permissible shear stress given in the problem? Problem मध्ये किती दिले?
50 megapascal.
50. And this shear stress which is generating in the pin is 17.2 Newton per millimeter square. That is 17.2 megapascal, which is very less than the permissible. That's why this pin is safe, and diameter of this pin we can consider as 12 millimeter, and length of pin as a 15 millimeter. Okay. Now same pin has to be applied at this fulcrum also. So we are going to consider, and fulcrum and that pin which is at steam stop wall is differed only by 80 millimeter. That's why we will consider same dimensions of pin, because the forces which are acting on that pin is less as compared to the forces which are acting on the pin at that steam stop wall. त्यामुळे आपण आहे तशी डायमेन्शन जर घेतली त्या स्टीम स्टॉप वॉल जवळच्या पिनची, कुठल्या पिनसाठी? फुलक्रमच्या पिनसाठी, देन इट विल बी डेफिनेटली सेफ, कारण त्याच्यावर अप्लाय झालेला फोर्स हा त्या स्टीम स्टॉप वॉलच्या पिनपेक्षा कमी आहे. गॉट इट? हॅलो. सो विल कन्सिडर सेम डायमेन्शन ॲट द, बोला. At point F, that is at point fulcrum or point of fulcrum. Got it? So this pin is designed. Now when we are going to consider a bush which is inserted in between that lever and pin. Now here you can concentrate on this diagram. Okay, first of all I will elaborate this diagram. This is a cross section of that lever at pin. Pin जवळचा हा क्रॉस सेक्शन आहे, आणि pin diameter we have calculated as a 12 millimeter. Now we'll consider a bush of gunmetal to reduce the friction is inserted in the hole which is provided for the pin. Okay, so definitely this diameter of this bush will become 12 plus 2 plus 2, right? Or 12 multiplied by 2 into 2. That will become the outside diameter of this bush, and inside diameter of this bush will be 12 millimeter. Okay. Now this is consideration. You can consider it as a 3 millimeter diameter thickness. Let it be. One can consider as a 4 millimeter diameter thickness. Okay, you can assume it. But as the standard thickness of such type of levers, which is mentioned in the design data book, is 2 millimeter. So 2 millimeter gun metal bush is inserted in that hole, and that diameter or that thickness we are going to consider as a 2 millimeter. So its diameter is going to become 16 millimeter. Now, as already I have told, because of the presence of this hole in that lever, this area is going to become weak. That's why the thickness of that lever at the point of this pin is increased. And this thickness is increased by means of 2 millimeter. Okay, that is again standard assumption which we can make. Okay, are you getting me or not? I will explain it once again. एकदा पिन एक पट्टी घेतली, लिव्हर म्हणजे एक पट्टी आहे, त्या पट्टीमध्ये दोन ठिकाणी होल मारायचे आपल्याला 12 मिलीमीटर 12 मिलीमीटर. एका ठिकाणी स्टीम स्टॉप वॉल बसवायसाठी आणि दुसऱ्या ठिकाणी फलक्रम बसवायसाठी. आता हे फलक्रम आणि स्टीम स्टॉप वॉल साठी ते लिव्हर जे आहे ते लिव्हरचं ऑपरेशन होणार आहे, खालीवरती ऑपरेट होते. ओके, त्याच्यामध्ये फ्रिक्शन जनरेट होतं. ती पिन आणि ती पट्टी ह्याच्यामध्ये फ्रिक्शन कमी करण्यासाठी आपण तिथे एक बुश टाकतो, आणि ते जे बुश आहे ते गन मेटल्स तयार केले. स्टँडर्ड थिकनेस त्याची 2 मिलीमीटर आहे. आता हे बुश आपण टाकलं, त्यानंतर ती जी पट्टी आहे ती पट्टी त्या होलच्या ठिकाणी आपण थोडीशी जास्त थिकनेस वाढवतो. त्याचा इतर ठिकाणी तिचा जो थिकनेस आहे त्यापेक्षा तिचा थिकनेस वाढवतो. अँड दॅट इज ऑल्सो इक्वल टू 2 मिलीमीटर. दॅट इज द थिकनेस ऑफ दॅट गन मेटल बुश. त्या बुशच्या थिकनेस एवढा आपण त्या पट्टीचा, जी लोखंडी पट्टी लिव्हर म्हणून वापरतो, तिचा वाढवला. ओके, त्यामुळं त्या ठिकाणी त्याचा थिकनेस झालाय 12 + 2 + 2, that is 16 millimeter. Okay, now we are going to consider the diameter of that boss. Boss means that area which we have increased on that plate, and that is equal to 2 times the diameter of hole. Basically, and we'll consider it as a 32. Now don't concentrate on this 48 or this 12. Okay, only you concentrate on this hole. How this 48 has came and how this 12 has came, that we'll see later on, because yet we have not designed that plate or that lever. Okay, only we are going to calculate diameter of or dimensions of that hole related quantities. Okay, so diameter of that boss is 2 times the diameter of the hole. That's why this hole which is generated here is of 16 millimeter, कारण 2 मिलीमीटर थिकनेस ची त्याच्यामध्ये आपण एक बुश टाकले. ओके, आणि त्याच्यावरचा डायमीटर जो आपण जाड केलेला आहे त्या पट्टीचा, तो डायमीटर दॅट इज इक्वल टू 2 टाइम्स ऑफ दॅट होल. आणि होल आहे ते 16 मिलीमीटरचा आहे. 16 दुनी 32, that's why 32 millimeter will be the diameter of that boss, not bush. Boss and bush is different. Bush is inserted in that hole, and boss is nothing but the elaborated part of that lever. म्हणजे त्या लिव्हरचाच इंटिग्रेटेड पार्ट आहे, आणि तो फक्त आपण त्याची थिकनेस तिथे वाढवले, त्याला बॉस म्हणू. आणि बुश जे इन्सर्ट केलेलं आहे त्या होलमध्ये त्याला बुश म्हणू. Okay, which is acting as a bearing. Got it? Any question up to this point? Hello? Hello? Question? Any question?
Yes, sir.
Now we'll concentrate on calculating the dimensions
No, sir.
of that lever. आता लिव्हरची डायमेन्शन्स आपण कॅल्क्युलेट करू. त्यातला लिव्हरचा थिकनेस म्हणजे हे इथे क्रॉस सेक्शन काढलेला आहे मी लिव्हरचा. ओके, की लिव्हर ज्यावेळेला बसवतो, आता पट्टी घेतली तर त्या पट्टीचा आपण थिकनेस मोजतो, तो दॅट इज नथिंग बट द स्मॉलेस्ट डायमेन्शन. वेर ॲज विड्थ मोजतो ती म्हणजे आपण लॉंगेस्ट डायमेन्शन. पण आपण जो क्रॉस सेक्शन घेतलाय त्याची थिकनेस इज मेजर्ड इन दिस डिरेक्शन. ओके, ती म्हणजे त्याची उंची जी आहे दॅट वी हॅव कन्सिडर ॲज अ थिकनेस. ओके, आणि विड्थ दॅट इज वी हॅव कन्सिडर ॲज अ बी, width of that lever. Okay, so we'll consider it as a B, and उंची त्या पट्टीची जी उंची आहे that we'll consider as a T. Okay, here you can mention A, B, C, D, E, F, G up to Z, whatever may be, but we have considered it as a standard nomenclatures. So we are going to calculate first of all the bending moment at point A, because at point A the maximum bending may occur of that lever. कशावरून ठरवलंय, कशावरून नाही ठरवायचं. You can calculate the bending moment at every point. Okay, but it will be maximum at this point. Why? Because this is acting in downward direction, that is nothing but it will be anti-clockwise bending moment, whereas this will be the clockwise bending moment. Okay, so when we are going to calculate this bending moment at this point, so this clockwise bending moment and this anti-clockwise bending moment, that will be the maximum. Here if you want to calculate it, it will be clockwise and anti-clockwise in this direction. It will be minimum, right? Whereas here if you have that bending moment which you are going to calculate here and at this point, that is point C, and at point F, that you can calculate and you can compare that which bending moment is higher. So bending moment at point C is higher. So we are going to calculate bending moment at this point. So it is equal to P multiplied by its distance, that is 880 minus 80 millimeter, that is 800, that is clockwise, minus anti-clockwise bending moment, which is equal to the F multiplied by 80. And if you are going to calculate it from one side only, okay, that is equal to P into BC. Okay, that is P is equal to BF, that is distance from B to F, and minus AF, that is distance of that 80. So, and minus AC distance which we have calculated, this A point at the center point and C is at this point. Okay, that is the diameter of that boss, that we have calculated as a 16 millimeter. Sorry, diameter is 16 millimeter. Okay, of that pin. So we are going to calculate that bending moment at the periphery of that pin. त्या पिनच्या पेरिफेरीवर जी बेंडिंग मुवमेंट आहे ती कॅल्क्युलेट करणार आहे, नॉट एक्झॅक्टली ऍट द सेंटर ऑफ दॅट पिन. त्या पिनच्या सेंटरवर कॅल्क्युलेट करत नाही आपण. ओके, पेरिफेरीवर त्या पिनच्या कॅल्क्युलेट करतो. त्यामुळं पिनच्या रेडियस एवढी आपण डिस्टन्स वजा करतोय त्याच्यात. सो 880 मायनस 80 मिलीमीटर मायनस पिनचा जो रेडियस आहे तो. पिन आपण कॅल्क्युलेट केलेलं आहे ते 12, पण त्याच्यामध्ये जे होल आपण डायमीटर कॅल्क्युलेट केलाय, होलचं डायमीटर, दॅट इज इन्क्लुडिंग थिकनेस ऑफ दॅट बॉश, थिकनेस ऑफ दॅट बुश, दॅट इज 2 + 2. हे तुम्ही लिहून घेत असेल तर समजत असेल. सो दॅट इज इक्वल टू 350, दॅट इज P, into its distance, 880 minus 80 minus 16 divided by 2. Okay, and that is coming as 2,77,200 Newton millimeter. This is the total bending moment which is acting at that periphery of that pin, and where it is possibility of getting bend of that lever. The lever bend होण्याची शक्यता त्या पिनच्या पेरिफेरीवर आहे. ओके, कारण पिनच्या सेंटरला ती बेंड होणार नाही, कारण पिनचा एरिया पण त्याच्यामध्ये इन्क्लूड होईल, सपोर्ट होईल त्याला. पण पेरिफेरीवर तिथं सगळ्यात कमी एरिया आहे त्या लिव्हरचा, त्याच्यामुळे तिथं बेंड होण्याची शक्यता आहे, म्हणून आपण तिथं बेंडिंग मोमेंट कॅल्क्युलेट केली. ओके, खूप कमी डिफरन्स असणार आहे त्याच्यामध्ये. 16/2 एवढंच डिस्टन्स त्यातनं मायनस होत आहे. त्याच्यामुळे तुम्ही ही व्हॅल्यू कॅल्क्युलेट केली आणि त्यातनं 16/2 ही व्हॅल्यू कॅन्सल करून जर कॅल्क्युलेट केली, स्मॉल डिफरन्स विल बी देअर. ओके, बट फॉर मोर accuracy we have considered it at point or at the periphery of that pin. इथेपर्यंत समजले? हॅलो
सर एकदा रिपीट करा की.
हा, रिपीट करतो. ती डायग्राम वरून रिपीट केलेलं जास्त चांगलं राहील. ठीक आहे. आपण ह्या सेंटरवर, पिनच्या सेंटरवर जर बेंडिंग मोमेंट कॅल्क्युलेट करायचं म्हटलं तर पी मल्टिप्लाइड बाय ए टू बी डिस्टन्स, आणि ए टू बी डिस्टन्स किती आहे? 880 मायनस 80, हे एवढं डिस्टन्स आहे. बेंडिंग मोमेंट येईल एका साईडनं, बरोबर आहे का? आपण बेंडिंग मोमेंट काढतोय कुठं? त्या पिनसाठी जे होल पाडलेलं आहे त्याच्या एका कोपऱ्यावर. त्याच्या एका कोपऱ्यावर काढायचं म्हटलं तर ह्या ए बी डिस्टन्स मधनं ए सी डिस्टन्स, जे सी हा पॉइंट आहे तो त्या होल पाडलेले आहे, जे होल पाडले त्याच्या त्यावर आहे तो, त्या होलवर. ओके, तर त्या होलचा जो रेडियस आहे तो आपल्याला वजा करायला पाहिजे त्या डिस्टन्स मधनं. मग होल कितीचा आपण पाडले त्या पट्टीला? कारण आपण पिन इन्सर्ट करतोय 12 मिलीमीटरची आणि त्याच्यावर एक बुश इन्सर्ट करतोय, ते आहे 16 मिलीमीटरचं. मग आपल्याला पट्टीला होल पाडलं पाहिजे 16 मिलीमीटर, बरोबर आहे? मग एक्झॅक्ट डिस्टन्स काढण्यासाठी, हा सीचं एक्झॅक्ट डिस्टन्स काढण्यासाठी 880 वजा 80 वजा डायमीटर ऑफ दॅट होल विच इज ऑफ 16 मिलीमीटर, म्हणजे 16, सॉरी रेडियस ऑफ दॅट होल 16/2, बरोबर आहे? हॅलो,
येस सर.
ओके. Now we'll use the standard formula m by I is equal to f by y. F means sigma b by y. Okay, where b is we are going to consider as a, sorry, this t we are going to consider as a 4 times of the b. म्हणजे त्याची जी उंची आहे ती थिकनेस पेक्षा और विड्थ पेक्षा 4 पट आहे. That is considered as a standard because we have seen the rectangular area of lever when we are going to choose it as a proportionate. Okay, शक्यतो 4 पट असते त्याची जी उंची आहे त्या लिव्हरची, ती विड्थ पेक्षा 4 पट मोठी असते. ओके, फ्रॉम डिझाईन डाटा बुक वी हॅव टेकन दिस व्हॅल्यू. I is equal to b t cube, this b t cube by 12, and y is equal to t by 2. So you put value of this I, y and m. You can calculate this sigma b. हे तुम्ही कॅल्क्युलेट करायचं, मी या स्लाइड मध्ये कॅल्क्युलेट केलेलं नाही. So tell me what the value of sigma b you are getting. Yes, do the calculation. Hello. What value of sigma b you are getting? Calculate. I have calculated it, but not mentioned there, because all problems which you have solved, that you have done the calculation and I have just written the values. What value of sigma b you have got there?
Wait sir, we are calculating.
You are calculating. Okay, you calculated.
हॅलो सर.
हा बोला.
Value of B 47.01.
Value of B, direct you have calculated B. How you have calculated B or sigma B? What sigma B you have considered in that case? कारण सिग्मा बी अननोन आहे अजून इथं.
Yes, sir. I will check.
हा हे बरोबर आहे का? Whether this equation is right. Sigma B is equal to m divided by bt cube by 12 into 4b by 2. The value of t you can put as a 4 into b cube. So you will get the sigma b value in terms of small b only. किती येते?
Yes, sir.
हा, so what value you are getting?
10395.
Can I write here? One zero 3 9 5
3950.
0 b cube. What value of b you are getting? Is equal
Divided by B cube.
divided by b cube. Okay, divided by b cube.
Sigma B, sir. is equal to sigma b.
Is equal to sigma b you are getting. B cube is equal to sigma b. This sigma b is equal to this much. So what is the value of sigma b we can get? Already whether it has been mentioned in the problem?
$70, sir.
70, right? So put value of this value sigma b as a 70 because sigma b is equal to sigma t. Bending stress is equal to tensile stress, maximum tensile stress. Okay. So put value 70 here and calculate value of b. किती येते? This value divided by 70 will be b cube.
11.4.
Direct b ची value कर ले.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You are getting what? 11.4.
Yes, sir.
So I'll write here b is equal to 11 11.4.
11.4, sir. Yes, sir.
11.4 millimeter.
0.4.
Okay. We can approximate it to the 12 millimeter. Right? So value of b you have got as a 12 millimeter. And it is approximated to 12 millimeter. So what value of T you are getting? T is 4 times of the B. Value of T. No,
45.
approximated it as a 12 millimeter we approximated. 12 for the 48.
48, sir.
Right. That 48 I have mentioned here. He is diagram hai na. This 12 which you have calculated as a B. 48 you calculated as a T. And this is what the square is of that lever. Okay, where it has a T is equal to 48 and B is equal to 12. Got it? Any question? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Any question? Now just we are going to check whether this lever will undergo to the shear at the fulcrum or at here that point C, it will get shear. ती उभी आहे ती उभी आपण shear होते असं समजू. Okay, and we will calculate the shear stress value at that point. So shear stress value we are going to consider as a where, sorry, this is shear of pin, cross section area of that lever that we will consider as a thickness multiplied by width. That is the T multiplied by B, that is 12 multiplied by 48. And the force which is shearing, it's a force, shear force diagram काढले ही. Okay, ही shear force diagram जे आहे, ही shear force diagram, that is nothing but this 35, which is W, which is acting in upward direction, and 350, which were calculated as a F fulcrum reaction or applied force P, not fulcrum reaction. Fulcrum reaction is also 350 Newton. Okay, so at point A, where this lever is going to get shear, that is going to get shear because of this force, shearing force. We know that shear stress is equal to force divided by area. So we have calculated this shear force, maximum shear force, that is 35,000 Newton, divided by cross sectional area, that is 12 multiplied by 48, and which is coming as a 6.07 megapascal or Newton per millimeter square. And what value of shear stress we have given, that is given in the problem? Permissible shear stress value. It is a 50 megapascal, and it is well below than the permissible shear stress. That's why dimensions of these levers are also accurate, or dimensions of this lever are within the safe, not accurate, I can say, within the safe limit. Got it? We'll stop here. Any question? Hello?
No, sir.
No. Okay.